And we are live. Good morning. Happy hump day. Yes, tea and conversation. We're in our second season, and I am on this morning with our weekly contributor. He is amazing. One of my friends, longtime friends here in the community, and it is none other than Cal Jackson. Good morning, Cal.
Good morning, Candy. It is an honor and pleasure to be here another Wednesday morning. It feels good today in Tampa Bay. We are already in April. Can you believe it? Time
I
is ticking.
cannot. I cannot. I said it the other day. I cannot believe that we are already in April. How
I
last
love it.
month really flew by. And one of the things I thought about, Cal, is our conversations the last month or so in talking about homes in the Tampa Bay area. And now that we are in April, are the people in our community, are people that are coming to the Tampa Bay area, are they ready? Are they ready to buy a home? And what would it take
Mm.
for them to get ready if they are somewhat sitting on the fence? We know that things are happening in our community, but we also know that we have a number of people that are ready to buy a home in the Tampa Bay area.
Absolutely. I mean, the Tampa market is an interesting one because a lot of folks move here from all over the country, right? And all over the state. We're a hot area. I think that there are a lot of good reasons to move into the city. Everything from all of the construction that we've talked about to the a number of amenities that we get to enjoy, everything from the weather to sporting events and all of the good stuff that there is to enjoy here in the area, how military friendly it is. We have a lot to enjoy here in Tampa. But even with all of that being said, it doesn't take away from people's fear and apprehension about, hey, before I buy, I'm new to the area. I don't know if I want to invest in real estate, right? And be locked into something that I don't know how long I'll be there. I don't know if I'll love this neighborhood or that neighborhood. Things like that
Mhm.
do come to mind when they first get here. But I tell people, believe it or not, now is a fantastic time to buy real estate in the Tampa Bay area because prices are dropping like crazy,
Mm.
right? We really are seeing significant price drops on both new construction and pre-existing homes. And this is not
Mhm.
just throughout Tampa. This is throughout Florida. A lot of our major cities, Naples, Sarasota, Orlando, are seeing significant price drops, and we need to.
Mhm.
We need to. Some of the places throughout the state are a bit pricey. It costs money to live in Florida. That era of, oh, everything's cheaper in the South. Oh, don't pay them that much in Florida. They're just beach bums. That's over. Y'all better. We need New
Yeah.
York City money. We need LA money
Yeah.
because it definitely costs more to be here in Florida now. So I can understand the apprehension, but I think the way you beat doubt, apprehension is a fancy word for doubt or fear, right?
Absolutely.
Um,
Mhm.
and the way that you overcome doubts and fears is with knowledge, right? You go and get the knowledge, you go and get some education. You come to podcasts like these and learn a little bit. You go and speak to a loan officer and determine what am I eligible for? What can I do instead of what can't I do? And so if more folks don't come into this year with the mindset of I can rather than I cannot, I think we'll see
Mhm.
quite a boom because with all that's going on in the economy, one of the bright lights right at the moment is a lot of people are anticipating that interest rates are about to drop even further. Now, typically this offsets itself, right? So if you're going to have
Mhm.
lower rates, typically the cost of the property is going to go up. But right now we have cost of property coming down and interest rates are predicted to come down. So that's again why I'm saying now's a really good time if you are willing to invest in the Tampa Bay area or throughout regions of Florida, or if you are thinking about purchasing a home in 2025, all of this is about timing, right? Like the market, just like stock market, it shifts, it changes all the time. And so we went from having a seller's market where the sellers were able to sell it top dollar, particularly around the pandemic. People were making boatloads of cash, right? Selling their houses at way above what they thought they were worth. Now it's not the seller's turn anymore. The market has shifted and it's the buyer's turn. The buyer is the one saying, okay, we want to buy low. And so we're going to bring these prices down 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 down. So I tell people, if you have been saving, now is a great time. Go speak to a loan officer. If you haven't been saving and you need some down payment assistance, go speak to a loan officer. Now's the time, right? Don't miss your opportunity because it won't stay like this forever. The pendulum will swing again. You know?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So, and you were talking about the price drops in Florida. And is that like a month thing that you have to watch for in reference to the price drop in Florida? Or so what does that look like?
I wouldn't say month to month, but we do. There are analysts who study this monthly, right? They study what is this month to month? What did we look like this time last year in April compared to what's happening now, right? There are some people are very much into just the data of it all. And there is lots and lots of data available. What I can tell you is that prices are dropping and the values are dropping. So right now, people who bought during the pandemic, you know, that kind of frenzy, I got to have a house. I need to move to Florida because I have to wear a mask in New York and everyone is, you know, going through what we were going through. A bunch of people moved down here. They paid a high price and now the values are dropping. And so a lot of people are seeing losses. If they have to sell their house, there are people throughout Florida who are selling their houses at a loss, where they're leaving and have to pay to leave that house, right? So maybe they still whatever they can sell it for currently. If you owe, just for easy math's sake, if you owe $300,000 on the house, but the house is now only worth $280,000, you got to cover that $20,000 difference to the bank. And a lot of people feel sick to their stomach about that. But you always have to remember you are buying an investment and there are no guarantees in investing, right? Just like when you go in the stock market, we all want our stocks to go up. We all want our investments to go up. But there's not a guarantee. You can go down too. You can lose money in the stock market and you can lose money in the housing market as well. So I think that for those people, if you don't have to sell, live in your house and enjoy it. Stay put, right? It's not necessarily, you're not going to get top dollar right now for the sale of your property. But for those who do, some people have to move. Some people, I got to move because I'm being deployed. I have to move because I have a job someplace else. Really, your last option may be to sell. Maybe you move to another place and see if you can get a tenant and rent your place, right? Keep a residual income coming in by becoming a landlord. That's an option, right? So you want to start asking questions before you take on. And good morning, Brother Muhammad. I saw he chimed in. I always love when he chimes in. So I just want to pause for a second and say good morning to him. But I really do think that find out what your options are before you are forced to sell. If you are in a situation where you do have to sell, you want to sell for as quickly and as profitably as possible, right? And so in order to do that, I'm here for you. I would love to earn your business and help you to sell your home. But again, you want to find a good realtor who can market your home effectively, negotiate on your behalf, and help you to get out of the situation as best as possible. If you're on the seller side, if you're on the buyer side, you definitely want a realtor. There are some gems out there right now, Candy. I've been going to some of these local, what we call pitch meetings, where people will have homes for sale, other agents, and they're showing, hey, I have this house. Do you have a buyer? Bring a buyer. And some of these houses are like What? You're offering that? This is at that price? I even went to one this weekend. It may be outside of the normal buyer's budget, but if you're an investor and you're into purchasing luxury properties, I have a home that's a short sale. They're offering it for
Mhm.
2.2 million, but it's 6,000 square feet, uh, beautiful on a lake. I mean, it's incredible. But once you fix this thing up, it's probably worth about $4 million. So it really is quite a nice property, especially if you have that kind of money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to say good morning to all of the listeners that we have that are on with us this morning. And if you
Yes.
stay on for another 20 minutes, we will be giving away, Kyle Jackson will be giving away 2 tickets to the Black Business Bus Tour. And that's going to be right at the bottom of
Yes.
the hour, 8:30 this morning. So I'm excited about that. Cal, let me ask
I'm
you,
excited about
I
that
do
too.
know, yeah, right, right. In the inner city, it may be a little more in the inner city, but we have so many beautiful surrounding areas, surrounding small counties outside of
Mhm.
Hillsborough County that people may
Yes.
want to purchase a home, and it may be in your price range. Can you speak to that for people that may want to go over to Pasco County?
Absolutely. Pasco, Pinellas,
Mhm.
great counties. You can even go as far as Osceola. Like, I think that if you get out and start looking at cities like Lakeland, for example, Lakeland has
Wow.
great property values, great land opportunities. They have vacant land if you want to get some land and build. If you want to just have something, you know, a little more rural, you're not right in the city. I think Lakeland is a great place to be. It's halfway between Orlando and halfway to Tampa. So, really midway and has a lot of things to offer. Not only that, but then you can get into some of, if you don't want to go quite that far away from the city of Tampa, there are all the suburbs that we can name around, right? Lithia, which is up near Fishhawk, Brandon, Riverview, Waimama, Ruskin, Apollo Beach, Sefner. You have all of these. If you're not familiar with Florida or the Tampa Bay area, uh, all of these places that I just rattled off are literally within 30 minutes of downtown Tampa, right? And so you can go even further up north. You can go to Carrollwood, Land Lakes, Zephyr Hills, Wesley Chapel, right? Like there are these different beautiful suburbs that are very beautiful, very affordable, still give you quick access to beaches and parks and sporting events and all of the things that there are to do. Universities are close by. And then you can go even further, right, and start getting into Sarasota or Clearwater or what do I want to call this place that I was? Oh, Fort Myers, right? You can go real, and then you start going south or north, right? Going all the way up through the state to Palm Coast, maybe Jacksonville, or down south, going further down into Fort Lauderdale, Naples, Miami, etc. I will tell you that as you get further south, Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, you are going to be paying a much higher cost. There's a significant increase in price once you get to Naples and below. And then as you come up through the middle of the state, maybe a little more affordable. And then, of course, you can go up to the northern parts of the state. I don't talk too much about the um, portions that are closer to Alabama. I'm not super familiar with that part of the state, but I can tell you that there are lots of beautiful places to live. And, particularly since I'm seeing a lot more people interested in farming. I've been noticing on social media that we have a song called Boots on the Ground that's gotten real popular. Lots of folks are getting into the country look and sound and feel, and folks are talking about farmland again. And so I think that's a beautiful thing. And we need more of it
Yes.
because with the price of eggs and groceries being what they are, feel free to get a farm and create yourself a farmer's market. I'm sure you'll have some business.
Yes.
There's some folks that would love to do some business with folks in our community who are farming. So yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of good to go on here in the Florida. Um, I hope that answered your question. I think I was on the right path there.
Well, actually, it did because I have some friends that live in the Pasco area. You know, right across the line. Once you get out of Hillsborough, right over into Pasco, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
beautiful homes in that area. And that development area is really, really growing. And also, one of the things I've been looking at, and they show it periodically on television, Cal, is some of the worst cities and some of the best cities to move in the
Mm.
in the state of Florida. And
In
Tampa
Florida.
always comes in high, yes, as one of the best places to live in the state of
Yeah,
Florida. And it's just going so fast, and it's such a beautiful area, the Tampa Bay
absolutely.
area, Hills County. So we definitely know that there's a list. So when you are moving to the state of Florida, check out the list of what are the best places price wise to move in the state of Florida. Can you speak to that, Cal, on Tampa being one of the best places in the state of Florida to move into?
It is. So Tampa was listed by Money Magazine, Time
Oh
Magazine,
wow.
Forbes Magazine. Like these are reputable periodicals that have all said collectively that Tampa is one of the best places to live in the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've been voted number one for things like our City Walk. I'm sorry, we call it River Walk, not City Walk. The River Walk. We have all manner of Michelin star rated restaurants now are popping up. We have the Addition. We have the Amalie Arena, which I was just there this past weekend for the women's Final Four. Like
Yeah.
we have so many wonderful things that are available, not only to do, but in terms of living. It is absolutely beautiful here. The weather is perfect nearly all year long, right? The beaches are pristine. And we really do try to make it. I think one of the main things few years back, I think that Florida may have been getting a bad rap for different things, right? Occasionally, they love to put in the newspaper, Florida man does this, or Florida man. Like my son has a running joke,
Well,
oh, don't be a Florida man, right? But
well,
believe it or not, that's all propaganda. Like you are making a mistake if you don't come to this city and this state. You're missing out for yourself because the community is strong here. Lots of supportive, beautiful people that want to see each other win, that try to help each other win. And we didn't even talk about things within our community specifically, Candy. Like, of course, we know the Black Business Bus Tour, but then there's also the Tampa Bay Black Heritage Festival. I've been going to this for nearly 20 years as well, right?
yes,
And
that's
all of the
yeah.
major I mean, everybody who I've ever wanted to see, I think I saw at the Heritage Festival. Rest in peace to our sister Angie Stone. She passed this
Yes.
year, and I remember seeing her specifically at the Heritage Festival.
At the Heritage
Um,
Festival.
so there are lots of wonderful things and more coming, more new things coming. In terms of pricing, I think that prices have gone up. I will be clear about that. Prices of property, if you are familiar with Tampa, let's just say if you were here in the 80s or the 90s, this is not the same place. It's not the same cost. Things have gone up, but not so much so that they are not reasonable. Now, I will tell you that, as I said at the start of the show, prices are dropping, right? So if you are thinking about buying real estate, now is a perfect time to do so, particularly in the Tampa Bay area. As prices drop, remember the method of investing is always buy low, sell high, right? So you want to buy it when the price is down. If you ever want to sell it, you want to sell it when the price is up. And so now is the time for those who are trying to buy, not so much who are trying to
Mm-hmm.
sell, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to
Absolutely.
give a quick shout. I
Absolutely.
see a few people like Brother Darrell Jones, my fraternity brother. Good morning. I see Sports Vision is checking in. Bruce Wayne has checked in, my good friend, and Tanya Jackson. I look forward to speaking with all of you. I am so happy that y'all have chimed in today. Now, Candy, I think you just muted yourself by accident. I see the mute symbol on your voice thing there. There you go.
I didn't know that. Yes, yes,
What did you
absolutely. Good
just
morning.
say?
I said good morning to everyone. Of course, Tanya is one of our that is with us all the time. Beautiful Carolyn Stewart. She's our neighbor. Bruce Wayne, good to see you.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. We're getting ready here in 5 minutes. You all hold in here, lock and stay. We're going to have our giveaway. Cal Jackson will be giving away 2 tickets to the Black Business Bus Tour. I'm excited about it. We have our Black Business Bus Tour coming April 19th, and we are already 1 bus full, and we will be working on a second bus, and we want everybody to be on board with going out supporting our businesses in our community. Cal, I wanted to ask you about I heard someone say a buyer's market.
Yes.
And I didn't understand what a buyer's market was until I looked it up. But I know that there's a number of people out there that do not know what that means. And is it right now, a buyer's market time?
Absolutely. Now it's time for the buyers, right? So just for easy layman's term, buyer's market means if you're trying to buy, if you're on the buyer's end of the deal, you have a chance of getting a better deal than when it's a seller's market, right? Because when it's a seller's market, the seller gets to kind of dictate their price. They say, this house, I'm selling it for $400,000. They don't have to negotiate with you. They don't have to offer any wiggle room because, one, there aren't very many houses on the market. Two, there's usually a demand for their house where they may have people saying, well, I'll pay you even more than the 400,000, right? Now on the buyer's market is when there are lots of other houses on the market. There's lots of inventory available, so you have more to choose from, thus bringing the price down, right? Because if you have more of a thing, we're going to lower the price because it's not so exclusive. It's not so in demand anymore, right? And there are people not saying we'll pay more. They're saying we'll pay less. Oh, you offering it for 400,000? I'll offer 350. I'll offer significantly less and may still get it. So I definitely think that it's a good time for buyers to get back out there and move past fear. This is what I keep emphasizing because the more I listen to what people are asking, right, in just general terms, questions that they have seem to be based on, is it safe? Will I lose my money? Are you sure now is a good time to buy? Will I get approved? What about the interest rates, right? Lots of concern and even concerns about these tariffs that are going on, right? How does this affect it? What's going to happen? So we try to address it all. We try to make sure that no matter what it is, you are walking into this purchase confidently, feeling assured that you can afford it and that you can sustain it and maintain it. So thankfully, our customers have been happy. I think that now is a good time to buy. I think over the summer will be a good time to buy. But if you haven't done so already and you're thinking about doing something, the 2 main things you need to be looking at are, how is my credit score coming along, right? Am I doing what's necessary to increase my credit score? And have I been putting money aside to ensure that I can complete a purchase? Because you will have something called, in most transactions, you're going to have a down payment due and closing costs due, right? So you're really talking about 7% of the purchase price. So just for easy math, if you were buying something for $100,000 and you need 7%, that's $7,000 you need. Okay. So just multiply that by whatever your number is. If it's $200,000, you need $14,000. If it's $300,000, you're going to need $21,000, right? You see where I'm going with this? I mean, so I think that, yeah, as you go up in price, the more money you have set aside or saved, the better. Or you may qualify, because I do have a number of lenders that I work with who help with. There's a plethora of down payment assistance programs, right? So don't ever feel, I didn't want to scare anybody away, because sometimes when you start talking bigger numbers, 15, 21, like you start adding those kind of numbers, people are like, I'm out. I can't, this is too much for me. I can't afford a house. But really you can, because if you do the math on what you're paying in rent in a lot of cases, oh my goodness, some of the people, particularly in some of the suburbs of Tampa Bay, we have some suburbs like in Riverview, Waimama, Ruskin, Apollo Beach. If you're renting in those areas, it's highly likely you're paying $2,000 or more per month, as a rent. Some parts of town, they're going as high as $3,000 or $4,000 per month for rent. If you're paying numbers like that, you can absolutely afford to purchase a home. Okay.
Yes. And yes.
Good morning, friends. Good morning.
Heard everyone that's listening this morning. If you are ready to buy a home this year, in the next 3 months, 6 months down the road, definitely give my friend Kyle Jackson a call. He's always ready to assist, and he is absolutely professional, and he's been at it for quite some time. And his number is 813-444-2691. And if you are not ready today, absolutely. If you're not ready today, go ahead on and take the number and jot it down. Trust me, when you're ready in the next 20 days, 30 days to go out and start looking, his number is definitely the number to have. Even if you have questions this morning on how do I start getting my credit together, what does a down payment look like? How do I get the money for a down payment? What are some of the assistant programs out there to help with down payment assistance? He can help you with all of those things. Again, his number is 813-444-2691, and that is my brother, Cal Jackson.
Thank you so much for that, Candy. And I really not only appreciate that endorsement, but I'm so glad for the way you said it, because a lot of times people feel like, oh, I'm not ready yet. Maybe I'll catch up another time. Write the number down. Mm-hmm. Get the information. I'm not a pushy sales guy. I'm not like out here selling used cars like, hey, Crazy Eddie, I got to do it today. I understand that this is a process. This takes time. It's one of the biggest purchases you may ever make. Or you may have already made that purchase and you need to make a change. You may need to make a switch. You got to start getting the information. So once people reach out to me, they go into my database and they start getting really valuable information on a consistent basis before they ever even start working with me, before they ever even say, yes, you're my realtor, you're the one that's going to help me with this. I try to make sure that we educate people, because I think it's the right thing to do. And it's part of why I feel like this profession is my purpose, right? I'm here to help people in this way. And so thank you for that. But absolutely. I also wanted to, while we had a check-in, you kind of went past it quickly, but I wanted to revert back real quick for 1 second with you, because I'm excited about giving away tickets to the bus tour, because I'm hoping that most of the people who are on the chat right now or who are tuned in, that they have seen or been on the bus tour before. But if they haven't, I wish there was a way, if you've never been on the tour, if you could throw a thumbs up in the chat or something like that, that would be fantastic. Because this tour, before the show today, I was telling Candy, if you hadn't seen more of the Tea and Conversation episodes over the past week, she shared some of the feedback from people, right, in the comments about the bus tour. And it is so important that we support this, not only this endeavor continually, but that, there are people who absolutely do not. It sounded like, from what you shared, there were lots of people who they didn't want the best for it. They didn't wish the best. They didn't speak the best. They didn't speak good things over it. And I love that this is an opportunity for more people to get out and see why the bus tour is a beautiful thing to have, not only here in the Tampa Bay area, but just for our community in general, a way for us to stay supporting our own businesses, supporting our community, like, and you stood 10 toes down with it too. You were like, you know, they were throwing little shots at you, making little remarks. I saw a thumbs up in the chat. Very good. Mr. Wayne. I saw, you know, there's so many people who need to see what it looks like, right? You got 5 tickets. Look at the, okay, never been Tanya and got 5 tickets. Okay. I love it. I love it. Mr. Wayne, Miss Jackson, good job. Good job. Please do tell more folks. I'm looking to give away these 2 tickets today because I would definitely love to. If you know someone who has never been on the tour, hasn't gotten their tickets yet, tell them to chime in, tell them to get on this podcast as soon as possible because we're going to be giving away 2 tickets. And I think that it's a excellent thing for them to see. They need to see not only us working together on this podcast, right? But what does it look like when we're out going to each other's businesses? And let me tell you the thing, Candy, I'm sorry. I know you want people to check that episode, go back and look at it. But I promise y'all, there were people on there talking about don't steal. Ain't nobody stealing. Don't what if we had only what if it was this kind of business? We should support all. We do support all. Why is it this visceral feeling when we support our own, when we support ourselves, right? So I love that you shared it, and it inspired me, and I just love the bus tour. So I just wanted to take a minute to address that.
Yes. And you know what, Kyle, I want to say, even when you say that, because you and your mother was a part of our first bus tours back in 2006 and 2007 and 2008. And it is so important that we reach out to the few small African-American businesses in our community that we have. And I am so proud to say that in our city, we have so many different races in our community that are a part of the Black Business Bus Tour. I see that we have our former county commissioner, also Joe Citro is on, and I can't not tell you how many bus tours Joe Citro has been on, and he always bring a friend with him. So in our city, we do what we need to do for our small African-American businesses. And I'm so proud that we stand up and we do this together in our city. It's not like we have lots of businesses that, you know, we're just flooded. No matter what city you go to, we still have a few. So I did get a lot of, you know, I can go toe to toe with anybody. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to say Black. I'm not afraid to say white folk. I'm not afraid to say those things. And this is where we live. And supporting Black-owned businesses has always been so important to me and my heart. I've been an entrepreneur since 2003, going out supporting other Black-owned businesses, including mine throughout the years, including your mother that has a wonderful travel company in our community that I have been a part of for many, many years. So it's important that we highlight these businesses, share these businesses, go to these businesses, and be a part of the Black Business Bus Tour in our community as well. So thank you so much for leading me into that conversation.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you said it's for everyone, because I've been on the bus tour enough times. I've seen, you know, some people, for whatever reason in their mind, they think Black Business Bus Tour only Black people. You don't have plenty of white people, Spanish people, Asian people, Indian people. I see all kinds of folks come on the tour and support the community. Right. And we support their businesses, too. One of the comments that stood out when you were reading was, oh, what if we only did? No, we support those businesses, too. I go to Latin markets all the time. I go to Asian markets all the time. Right. So just like we support their businesses, we look forward to them supporting the Black businesses in the community. It's important for Tampa Bay in general. That's why you've gotten all those awards and been on TV a bunch of times. Everybody can see it, you know?
Yes.
how good it
Yes.
is. So
Yes. And even when you say that, Cal, I had an opportunity to speak with one of our former mayors on yesterday, Bob Buckhorn, and I
hey,
have
Bob,
right here
okay.
in office. Yes, I here in office a proclamation from our former mayor uh, declaring Black Business Bus Tour in April, springtime Tampa Black Business Bus Tour. I think it was year 2018, 2018, 2019. Um, who gets a proclamation declaring a day of their event?
Imagine that. That's beautiful. That's how powerful they know it is. This is what it is. I'm telling you. And so for those, and this is again why I emphasize tell not just regular people, the people who are regulars who come all the time. Tell a friend. Tell people who have never been, because since we're talking about real estate and people moving in and out of the area, a lot of times people come to the Tampa Bay area and they're not familiar or they're not connected to us because they haven't been familiar with what's been going on here, right? They just got here from Chicago. They just got here from LA or from Texas or from New York or from Ohio or wherever they may be from. And
Yes.
sometimes they're in a subdivision and they haven't seen a lot of black folks or black businesses, so in their mind they think, oh, we better start something here, not knowing, no, we've been started, this has been started 20 years back. This has been going on. Come join into what's already in place, right?
Yes. Yes.
And that's the bus tour. That's Tea and Conversation. That's some of the things that Jarvis Elamine does around town, and Brother Muhammad does around town, and what's going on at the Yet Center and the what's the place, Candy, with the where everyone has their own the trailers off of 56th Street. I forget the name of that place.
That.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of
All
our
the things going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
These folks been doing this. This ain't new. This ain't last year we started, right? Like folks have been actively bringing the community together. And so when I heard some of the negative remarks, it was clear to me, y'all ain't never been on a bus tour. Y'all ain't been, because you wouldn't even be saying that. You wouldn't be thinking like that if you saw the love and if you saw the unity, if you saw the solidarity, if you saw that people came with the intention to support those businesses. Ain't nobody stealing over here. You wouldn't have said that. So yeah.
Right. And you know what, Cal? They're not a part of our community, which is a beautiful melting pot. That's why most people don't understand. They understand when we do say support Black-owned businesses, and they don't understand on the Black Business Bus Tour what we do and why we do it. Our mayor, even Mayor Jane Castor, on our 15th year anniversary of the Black Business Bus Tour, she was front and center with us, celebrating with us. She came and spoke with us at the Open Cafe. And our
I like Mayor Castor. She be there. She is front and center at a lot of things in Tampa for sure.
Absolutely. So we have that support of our county commissioners, our city council, our judges in our community. A number of judges has been a part of the Black Business Bus Tour. They come out and support the bus. They ride on the Black Business Bus Tour. They are there when the buses return back. And this year, we are departing from 11213 North Florida at Nebraska Avenue. Let me give that again because I said Florida. It's 11213 North Nebraska Avenue. It is the home office of Hands of Hope Sickle Cell Awareness, my wonderful friend Cecilia Mitchell. The buses will be going out at 9 a.m. until 1 o'clock. It's a 4-hour Black Business Bus Tour trip going out. It's kind of like a field trip going out, supporting the businesses, bringing awareness to those businesses, spending with those businesses. And we return back to our staging area, Cal, where you know what the routine has never changed. We return back to the vendors, and we have food trucks. It's an economic empowerment day. And let me say this, Cal. Why would not another group of people want us to support one another? Why would they not want us to spend money in our community several times a year? Why would they not want us to highlight our businesses? Why would they not want us to try to increase the growth of our businesses so that our young people can possibly have a job in those businesses during the summer? Why would they not want that? But let me say this, Kyle. In the city of Tampa, we want this. And we have been at it for 19 years. We will be celebrating 20 years next year in the great city of Tampa that has been open to us supporting our, and not afraid to say it. Not afraid to say support Black-owned businesses, and not afraid. Let me give you this one here. I have a number of my friends that are not of the same race as I. When we put the information out about the Black Business Bus Tour, they circulate the flyer. They share the information on their pages. And I'm always so grateful for that.
Yes.
And grateful for those that has been supporting me and supporting the Black Business Bus Tour over the years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that, you know, one of the things that, well, two things. First, I wanted to acknowledge Mr. Wayne's comment. Particularly, he says the bus tour is even more important now with DEI and all the retail boycotts. I agree completely because, you know, one of the things that I think I said to you was I didn't necessarily like that we were boycotting Target. I understood why, and I stood in solidarity. However, what I would have rathered is we don't have to be angry or say no to something. I would rather say yes to something else, being, why don't we have our own Target? Why don't we have a store comparable to Target that I can just shift my business to if I feel like this place is not doing the best business with me, right? Not only that, I may not even take all of my business away, but my understanding of integration was we take the best of what you have, you take the best of what I have, we bring the two together, and we have the best of all things. It shouldn't just be the best of what you have. And a lot of times over the years, one of the things that I know that you have talked about is how many times people have asked you not to refer to it as the Black Business Bus Tour. How many times they tried to even just change the name? Why don't you, like you said, why wouldn't you want us to flourish? Why wouldn't you want us to do business with each other and do good for one another? It does good not only for our community, but for the community as a whole, the totality of Tampa. And so I'm super proud that, you know, to have been a part of it, to be here engaged with you today about it. And I think that the more the word gets out, the more that you continue to do it, you are building in this community this sense of just really how important it is to do good business with one another. So I love it. I think it's fantastic. And that's why I'm excited to give away some tickets too. Let's give away some tickets.
Yes. If there's someone on right now with us, or if you know two people that would like to be a part of the Black Business Bus Tour, it's on April 19th. Again, April 19th. And that's next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday, the following Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Black Business Bus Tour. If you would like to be a part of the bus tour, bring out you and a friend. If you have any young people, if you want to buy your ticket and bring two young adults with you, that's two tickets that you can get this morning here on the Black Business on Tea and Conversation Live. I have Black Business Bus Tour all in my mind right now here on Tea and Conversation Live with my friend Cal Jackson. He is going to be giving those tickets away. So if you are on right now and you would like to get these two tickets and be a part of our Economic Empowerment Day, April 19th, going out supporting our Black-owned businesses in our community, we need you to either, how do you want to do it, Cal? Do you want them to DM you, DM me, Do you want them to do a thumbs up in the chat?
Do a thumbs up in the chat right now if you would like the 2 tickets. And before the end of the show, we will announce who the winner is, right? Give everybody a chance to get in on it. Everybody, and, like I said, just put a thumbs up in the chat. We'll note your name down. We'll pull a name at the end of the show, and you'll get your 2 tickets. Just all I ask, make sure you ask or that you have somebody that you know will go. Don't waste the tickets, right? Like, make sure that they actually are people who know that they can attend. Okay?
Exactly. And also, if you are watching the show at a later time and you are ready to purchase a home, don't forget my brother, Kyle Jackson, and his number is 813-444-2691. And he is my weekly contributor every Wednesday morning right here sharp at 8 a.m. And we are buying houses by Kyle.
Yes.
Buying houses.
We are buying houses, selling houses, and notably, we are a Black-owned business as well. I know a lot of times brokers or agents work for bigger houses like, Keller Williams, Century 21, these others. I work for a small boutique company that's owned by a Black woman by the name of Gloria John Pierre, and we are a Black-owned mortgage brokering business. Real estate brokerage business. I said mortgage because I did mortgage brokering for so long that kind of just fell out. But we do real estate brokering business. And if you are looking to buy, sell, rent, invest, buy vacant land, buy farmland, whatever, you want to buy commercial property, you want to get into commercial investing, we handle all aspects of real estate and would love to earn your business. Yeah, it's exciting times, Candy. It's an exciting time.
It's exciting times as well, I think as well, Kyle, because I see the growth in the city. I see that people are really stepping out on faith and believing that they can do it, believing that you can take on a mortgage. A lot of people rent. And you know what? I have to say this. Buying a home is not for everyone. But if you
Correct.
are ready to buy a home, if 2025 is the year for you to buy a home, seek out Kyle Jackson, 813-444-2681.
Yes, 813-444-2691. And I really want to make sure that I emphasize what you just said. It's not for everybody. Now, renting, has its own set of challenges. But buying, you really do have to consider what you're getting yourself into, right? Because if you've grown up renting or in a rental situation, you're stepping into a whole different thing, right? There's no super to call. There's no landlord to call. You the landlord. You have to cut the grass or have someone cut it. You have to paint the house. You have to make sure that you are doing, upgrades and maintenance and, all of the things, pest control. All of this is on you. This is your responsibility now. But because you have taken on that responsibility, right, now you are building something called equity. And the main difference, there's 2 main differences between buying and renting. One, with buying, you get a tax write-off. Right. And we know we're in tax season. Taxes are coming due. So if you have some money that you've earned from taxes and you say, this year I'm not going to spend that money on a new Louis Vuitton bag and a vacation. I'm going to invest that money into my townhouse or my condo or my first single family home. Whatever it is, it's a great way to get yourself started. However, if you're a person who you barely take care of your plant in your apartment, you barely clean up at the apartment, maybe it's not the right time for you yet, right? Because it's not for everybody. Some people, they get into a house, they don't take care of it. The house is falling down around them, or they don't want to take care of the grass. They don't want to take care of the yard. They don't want to paint nothing. If that's you, renting an apartment is a better choice. Keep your money. It's okay, And the same goes for investing. A lot of people think, oh, I want to be an investor because I hear they make a lot of money. Well, usually people that make a lot of money, they're making good money because there's something to be done, right? Like there's some work behind the scenes, and so one thing I love HGTV. Everybody loves to watch the fixer upper shows and things like that, right? They don't necessarily show all the hard work though. They go to the one guy, he's in there, he does a clip where he meets his wife, the work looks partially done, and that's pretty much it. Or they do a little demo and you're like, oh, I can do that. you might you might want to consider the shows where where they show sometimes the tenant don't pay, right? Or the shows where they're fixing stuff up and now you done broke into one wall thinking you're going to do one thing, and that turns into four other things that have to be addressed. So don't. I wouldn't say when you think real estate, don't think easy. Don't. That's not the word that really goes hand in hand with it. It's more like worth it, right? It'll be worth it in the end. It'll be worth the effort, worth the investment eventually, but not overnight.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if you want to tackle that question. With new legislation, where will Blacks find mortgages?
Great question. I like that question. So there are still plenty of lenders who, no matter what the legislators are doing up in Washington, you have to remember that not everyone is an FHA buyer. Like people were very concerned over the past week that some of the new rules related to FHA may keep some people who are not American buyers from participating, right? It may limit the number of people who can purchase homes who are green card holders, may purchase the number of, if you're not here, what they would say legally, this may cause a challenge for you to get access to property. There are also other legislative measures going on with the tariffs that have people concerned. But I would say this, remember that there's lots of lending going on that are private lending happens where there are private mortgage lenders. Some people call them hard money lenders. People have generational wealth as well, like just popped up on the screen, where they're able to help with their family members to make purchases. I don't think that Black folks will find it difficult or really hard or any harder than it has been. And if it does become harder, just know that there are institutions at work who are watchdog groups to protect our interests, who make sure that we're getting a fair shake when it comes to appraisals, that we're getting a fair shake when it comes to the amount of mortgage loans, because I know, for example, the National Association of Realtors is very serious about fair housing. They take fair housing very seriously. They do major coursework on this, and they have apologized for their history in the past of making it difficult for Blacks and to obtain home ownership. So they are very much committed now to ensuring that Black people get a fair shake. You get a fair appraisal, that you get a fair opportunity to purchase a home. You're not steered into certain neighborhoods. There should be no more redlining, if you're familiar with that phrase, where they would partition off neighborhoods, and if it had too many Black folks in it, they would say it was of less value. So hopefully those are things of the past. We do see some red flags coming up that are making people concerned. And that's a good thing. If you're concerned, continue to pay attention, continue to bring up issues as you see them present themselves. But also I tell folks, assume the best, not the worst, right? Go into it with the presumption that things will work out in your favor. And often they will. If you go into it with they not going to like me because I'm Black, they not going to give me a chance, really, you're cutting off your own opportunity before you ever give it a chance. You have to go in there with the right mindset. And if you then find that something went wrong or something was a problem, right, then you bring it to some of these watchdog groups that will advocate and fight for you. I know Brother Ben Crump, he's a famous attorney that's famous for that. He's not going to let it go but so far without one of the lawyers with his company jumping in and making sure that we get some protection for it.
Yeah. And you know what? Even you just brought up Brother Ben Crump, attorney Ben Crump, much respect to this
Hmm.
brother.
Hmm.
Shared the
Absolutely.
bus tour, shared about what I do in the Tampa Bay area, shared in reference to the economic day that it brings, the power of it. And I was
Absolutely.
honored that he shared that in his communities of the social media platform, which it was huge for me. Did not know
Yes.
he did that, and
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
That's beautiful. And he and many others like him. He's not, you know, there was a time where you had very few. This was a black leader. That was a few pockets. We have leadership all over the country, and people
correct.
who are doing things in their community and within their capacity that is designed to uplift us all. And so,
Mhm.
great question. Great question. I hope that answered your question well. But we
Yes, it
can.
did.
Legislation is legislation. There's going to be changes all the time, right? And just keep in mind that legislation typically doesn't happen immediately either, right? Like there's a whole process that it has to go through before it begins to affect us on the ground. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to things going well because I think we see that some of the legislation that tried to get pushed through quickly and that wasn't so great, there are lots
Mhm.
of judges saying, hold up, we're not going to allow for that. Stop that right now. Or, other people in the state government who may step up as well. So, yeah.
Yes, you definitely did answer that question, and thank you for that question, Brother William Jacobs, that has been a longtime follower of the Black Business Bus Tour Tea and Conversation, and on a number of my lives when I used to do lives a lot at 7:17 and at 9:17 back in the day. So I always thank those people that are still following me. I'm grateful for that
Yes.
as well. Cal Jackson, I want to just shout this out one more time. If you would like to be a part of the Black Business Bus Tour, we have 2 tickets. Cal is giving away this morning. And if you would give us 2 thumbs up, if you would DM Cal as well, he will make sure that I put your name on the list for the Black Business Bus Tour. And if you are looking at this this podcast at a later time today. And if you still would like those 2 tickets, you can DM Cal or myself. You can give him a call at 813-444-2691. And if you are ready, listen, if you are ready to buy that house, give my brother a call, 813-444-two
Thank you.
six nine one. Cal Jackson. Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Candy. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. I definitely know that somebody's going to come and get those tickets, but even if they don't, give them away to whoever you think would be a great person to join. I'm excited about more and more people participating in this. I'll be talking about it over the course of the week. Please do reach out to me. Um, whether it be about the tickets, whether it be about real estate, I would love to earn your business and help you without whatever your needs are. We want to make this where people are the priority.
Yes, yes. And you are definitely one of our number one realtors in our community. And you are always deserving of a vacation every now and then. I think you're going to be taking a little small vacation and getting right back on the grind of getting out.
I
Yeah,
am.
you were talking
I am.
earlier.
My mother with these. You mentioned my mom and her travel agency. We're so blessed. If you ever think about booking travel, whether that be cruises or international trips and things like that. Her name is Marcia Jackson. You can find her on Facebook under MJ Desire Travel. She does amazing trips. And so we're going to do a couple cruises this year that I hadn't tried yet. This one, Candy, is, they have something called Margaritaville at sea out of Tampa
I
now.
know, right?
Have you seen that? And
Yeah.
so since that's
Oh,
Tampa
I
based,
have.
I
I was
said, I want to know everything about Tampa. I'm gonna go try them out and see how that goes, you know. Um, and then
now,
a couple others. Yeah.
now hold on a second. Now listen to this, Cal. More reasons to buy a home in the Tampa Bay area. because you can cruise right out of Tampa.
Literally.
I love it.
Literally. And I mean, I've been on a few different ones. Royal Caribbean, Carnival, MSC comes out of Tampa. You can do a bunch of them. We have the beautiful Sparkman's Wharf and the Water Street area over there in there, the arena. I mean, there's so much to do. If you want to stay overnight, I couldn't recommend the Edition more. That's a beautiful hotel right across the street. You can literally walk to your cruise ship from your hotel room. It's amazing. Really, the amount of growth, the amount of beautiful things that are available to us. And so, yeah, if you don't want to enjoy it, we'll be down here enjoying it for you. Don't worry. We still love to. But if you if you want to come and join us too, please do call me again. I would love to earn your business.
Absolutely. And you can get in touch with my buddy, my friend, Kyle Jackson, longtime realtor, doing amazing things in our community. You can give him a call at 813. I'm going to show that number one more time, 813-444-2691. And this is going to conclude this episode of Tea and Conversation Live with our weekly contributor, Kyle Jackson. He's a realtor and doing amazing things. And if you're ready to buy a home, please get in touch with Kyle. And go out, everyone, and enjoy this wonderful day. And don't forget, Tea and Conversation is this Saturday at Al's Finger Licking Good Soul Food, 2302 East 7th Avenue at Al's Finger Licking Good Soul Food. We're starting at 10 a.m. to noon, and everyone is welcome. And the Black Business Bus Tour is next Saturday, April 19th, 2025. We still have seats. If you would like to be a vendor, we still have vending positions, setups. So if you would like to do that, you can give me a call at 813-394-6363. Again, that number is 813-394-6363. And we will see you all on next week. Have a great Wednesday.